Olivia Bennet didn't expect her Monday to become a national headline. She just wanted a peaceful flight from Atlanta to Washington, D.C. Time to review her keynote before the most important business conference of her year. But the very second she stepped into first class, everything in the air changed, like a silent thunderstorm rolling through a clear sky. There in seat 2A, the spot she'd booked herself, sat Thomas Walker's expensive suit, blonde hair styled like a TV anchor, legs crossed, swirling his wine, grinning without looking up. And when Olivia, calm but assertive, stood by her seat and quietly said, "This is my seat," Thomas didn't even bother to glance up, just gestured dismissively, voice dripping with entitlement. "Ma'am, this isn't your seat. Coach is back there." In that instant, the luxury hush of first class turned into a pressure cooker. Business leaders, senior execs, and regulars on the route froze mid-conversation. Flight attendants exchanged nervous glances, and every breath felt like it was being held hostage by the insult hanging in the air. Olivia could have made a scene, could have raised her voice, but she played these games before always the same rules, always the same stakes. Instead, she reached for her phone, her hand steady, and quietly dialed her assistant, Emily Harris, her voice low, measured, not a tremor betraying how her heart pounded. "Emily, I'm on DL 1986. Someone's in my seat and refuses to move. Please handle it quickly." Around her, people watched, some with empathy, some with the barely concealed curiosity of those who've seen this kind of drama before but never had the courage to intervene. The flight attendant, young and nervous, tried to find her voice. "Sir, could you please check your boarding pass again?" But Thomas just waved her off with a practiced arrogance. "I'm not mistaken. I'm a platinum member. I always sit here." Olivia stood her ground, refusing to let the humiliation show, her posture a silent declaration that this was about more than just a seat. It was about respect, dignity, and the small but constant battles that come with being a black woman in power. All the while, Thomas sat as if nothing and no one could disturb his domain, clinking his wine glass, radiating indifference and authority, so sure the world would let him get away with it yet again. But the hush couldn't last forever. A presence cut through the tension. Captain Marcus Reed, tall, composed, uniform immaculate, eyes sharp but kind, emerged from the cockpit with the weight of 3 decades in the air behind him. The captain didn't hesitate. "Sir, please present your boarding pass." Now Thomas's mask slipped, just a little surprise, and anger flared. "Excuse me? I'm a platinum VIP. I sit here every week. Your system is wrong, not me." But Marcus was unmoved, his voice steady as a mountain. "This isn't personal. It's protocol. For the safety of this flight, please cooperate." For a moment, it felt like time itself stopped as every passenger waited to see if Thomas would bend or break. Thomas doubled down, refusing to move, raising his voice until it echoed down the cabin. "Do you seriously expect me to give up this seat for someone like her?" The contempt on the word "someone like her" made the entire cabin tense, but Captain Reed never blinked. "Let me be clear," he said, voice carrying easily over the stunned silence. "This flight will not depart until everyone is seated in the spot they reserved. Miss Olivia Bennet is not just any passenger. She is the CEO of Bennett Tech Solutions, one of our airline's largest partners. Your refusal isn't a minor mistake. It's a serious sign of disrespect." And in that moment, with every eye on him, Thomas's power seemed to drain away, replaced by a rising panic. A hush deeper than before settled as 2 security officers approached, and Captain Reed stepped aside, signaling the decision was now out of his hands. "Mr. Walker, you may leave the aircraft peacefully, or we will escort you off," the officer said, voice calm but final. Thomas went pale. Gone was the platinum status, the casual arrogance now. He was just another man facing the consequences of his choices. He snatched up his bag, pushed past Olivia without meeting her eyes, muttering, "People like you are only a fad." But Olivia didn't flinch, didn't even look his way. Her silence spoke volume. She'd already won the only battle that mattered. As Thomas walked off, the cabin seemed to exhale. Some passengers nodded subtly at Olivia. Others looked away in shame, everyone affected by the gravity of what they'd witnessed. Captain Reed approached Olivia, knelt to her level, and spoke in a voice meant only for her. "I'm truly sorry for what you experienced. I have 2 daughters studying law, and I hope they'll carry themselves with your dignity." Olivia simply replied, "I only wanted what I paid for, and what I deserved. No anger, no triumph, just the quiet strength of someone used to earning her place over and over again." The rest of the flight was peaceful, but as soon as the wheels touched down, a video from the back of the cabin started spreading online. Thomas's words, Olivia's calm, the captain's resolve, all there in high definition. Within hours, hashtags like Respect Olivia and No Room for Racism were trending nationwide. News outlets called it a defining moment, not just about one seat, but about how deeply prejudice still runs, even at 35,000 feet. Olivia became an overnight symbol, her composure praised by CEOs, activists, celebrities. The airline suspended Thomas Walker's membership, and their CEO called Olivia personally, not just to apologize, but to ask her to join a new council overseeing anti-bias reforms. But it wasn't just public apologies. Olivia demanded real change, mandatory training, anonymous reporting channels, clear penalties for misconduct, transparent public progress. The airline agreed, and soon, other major companies were calling, asking Olivia to help them build better workplaces. Meanwhile, Thomas's world collapsed, suspended from flying, shunned at work, facing an internal investigation that stripped away what was left of his career. His power, built on entitlement, proved paper-thin when exposed to real accountability. Olivia, meanwhile, chose not to become a media spectacle, turning down TV interviews. She told the world, "I don't want to be a symbol. I want real change." And her story unlocked a floodgate. Women, people of color, anyone who'd ever been sidelined or dismissed started sharing their stories. Speak Up trended. Messages poured in, "Because of you, I spoke up today." Olivia realized this was bigger than her. She'd become a catalyst for countless others finding their voice. Weeks later, on another flight, Olivia saw a little black girl holding her mother's hand at the cabin door, eyes uncertain. Olivia met her gaze with the warmest smile, silently telling her, "You belong here. You can go anywhere you choose." That moment, small as it was, felt like the real victory, knowing that every step she'd taken helped clear a path for others to stand taller. And as the plane soared above the clouds, Olivia thought of everyone who'd ever stayed silent, convinced their voice didn't matter. Her story is proof dignity and self-respect are the greatest strengths we have, and no one's entitled to more than you've earned with courage and integrity. If this story moved you, please like and share to help it reach more people. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories, because every time we stand up for what's right, we help build the world we want to live in. Now, what do you think? Does true change start with policy or with everyday courage? Let's talk about it.